Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. Welcome to part 8 of the BBC educational series, Fun with Fasteners. I'm Kevin Waftingoder, and today's episode, How to Hang Shit on the Wall, is taught by special guest, America's Funniest Handyman, Tommy Hyland, and Associates. This will be followed by Randy Schwenker and his ever-so-popular dance troupe, the Flying Camels of Avalon. We now join How to Hang Shit on the Wall, already in progress. So then the caterpillar says to the prostitute, if that's a cocoon, I'm going to need a new podiatrist. Hey, we're back. Enough clowning around, kitty. You know, one of the most common questions I get as a carpenter is, hey, can you come over and help me hang something on the wall? Usually it's like a television set or a picture or a big heavy mirror or something like that. Today we're going to learn that very thing. We're going to learn how to hang little stuff. We're going to learn how to hang some big stuff. So I got a nice section of wall here taped off with some blue painter's tape, and we're going to hang a whole bunch of shit right inside this blue square. You wouldn't believe what we're going to hang today. But let's first take a look at the tools that we're going to need to get this stuff done. Okay, almost as usual, you're going to need a driver and a drill. I highly recommend using a hand screwdriver for some of the small stuff so that you don't overpower things. You're going to need a tape measure and a pencil. I always like to use a pencil with an eraser on it in case I make marks I don't like. A level if you want things straight. Some regular drill bits, but you know what? Sheetrock will make your regular drill bits dull. A lot of people don't know that. Not dull as in boring, but dull as in not sharp. So I recommend using some concrete drill bits when you're making test runs into the sheetrock. And then, of course, we're going to need something to help find a stud. Yeah. Hey, if you're trying to find a stud, look no further. I'm right here, eh? No, silly. A stud is a wooden or metal structural member sandwiched between two pieces of sheetrock like you see here, and that's the basic building block of most interior walls, typically about 16 inches apart. You can be fancy pants and pick yourself up one of these stud finders. This is a zircon deep scanning stud sensor. That sounds absolutely filthy, but yet somehow satisfying. So I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but this is a top view of a cross section of an interior wall. Here's the studs, here's the sheetrock, here's the screws that attach the sheetrock. And in order to find the studs up here on this wall, now that it's painted, we're going to float around with a relatively strong magnet and see if we can find the screw heads. Let's see if we can find all of them. Okay, I've gone ahead and used a relatively strong magnet to find the screw heads. I've used some small magnets to mark the screw heads, and I've also used some pencil marks so that I can take the magnets down. Now that we're ready, let's check in with Klaus and find out a little bit more about our fasteners and what kind of shit we're going to be attaching to the wall. Alright, I must go very fast. These are the fasteners. This is for the light stuff. This is for anything lighter than a tea bag. This I don't recommend. I use them once in a while, but I don't like them today. These are for something reasonably light, but a little bit heavy, like a picture or a fish. These are another anchor I don't like to use ever. They're pieces of crap. These are for hanging things on sheetrock where there is no stud, but it's a little bit heavy, like a casserole dish. And this is for hanging anything on this side is for hanging things on the stud, like hanging things heavy, like a monkey cage or your mother-in-law. Okay, I've got everything marked out here. I know exactly where my fasteners are going to go, and I'm ready to start installing everything and hanging all this shit on the wall. I would love to show you the exact mechanics of installing each individual fastener, but I can see that we're running out of time, so if you want that, you're just going to have to rewind and slow down the time lapse.
Maybe you can't tell a joke, but when your stuff gets broke, what do? You give Tommy a call, whether it's large or small, there's no project he can't see through. Let's laugh and learn from this handyman, with Kitty hold this by his side. Fixin' stuff in a serious way, with a not so serious guy.
Klaus? Klaus, where are you? I'm hungry. It's time for supper.
Well, fortunately, Kitty, I always keep my spackle handy for just such an emergency. Just a couple of swipes with the spackle knife, and nobody can even tell that we were here. I actually have a pretty good episode coming up on teaching some pretty mean spackle skills. That's all we have time for today, Kitty. Did you learn a lot? I sure did. I learned a lot about fasteners and hanging stuff on the wall. And how does that old German carpenter proverb go?
Teabag und Snapper und Casserole und monkey cage und mother-in-law.
This concludes episode 8 of our educational series, Fun with Fasteners. Please join us next week for episode 9, How to Fasten Shit to Concrete. Please click the subscribe button and stay tuned for Randy Schwenker and his Flying Camels of Avalon. As always, we thank you for letting us bring a little bit of humor onto your job site.
Fixin' stuff in a serious way with a not so serious guy.